What is the most expensive piece of gear on my account? I have some fascinating information and my opinions on gear and cleansing and all of that stuff. I think it needs to change today. Let's talk about it. I'm going to share all of my thoughts in today's video, and we're going to start the conversation in the comments below. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. How you doing today? I was recently watching Tyraku's little mini series on the most expensive pieces of gear in the game and like what is the fastest possible champion with the speeds, all of that stuff. Like 600 speed champion, I think is the series name. And I thought for a moment that I had a $300,000 piece of gear, theoretical value. Of course, I have not spent that much money, nowhere close to that. But that got me thinking about a lot of things on this topic. So let me share kind of like the outline, because I don't want to just ramble today. I want to be very specific. And then I might need to do a follow-up on how we should be approaching our gear going forward. So there's a couple of things that I want to show you and make sure that you know. How do you find your fastest pieces of gear on your account? When you're coming over into the filter, you are going to do substats, speed, and I would suggest just clicking the 4. Because if you click the 4, that will show you how many substats of speed are quad rolls on your account. If you hit equipped, you're going to see that I have a fair bit, because I have this one practice that I have always done on my account, and I've always recommended it to others, and I work that into all of my sell files for RSL Helper as well. And here's what that is. Let's see. Do I have anything that qualifies? No, I wouldn't. Hold on. I would not have it on this filter. But you can see, like, almost all of my quad rolls are equipped, and the ones that are not equipped, I just recently moved them off of champions. So I have yet to re-equip them. But that is things like this, right? Quad speed roll, defense percent gloves, defense percent glyphs, and it has resistance on it, which can be nice as well. Any type of piece in the entire game, if it has a triple or preferably a quad roll, it's going to be used on your account. This is not an auto sell any type of gear in the game situation. Like a lot of people, this is a day set, one of the worst sets in the game. A lot of people would just automatically sell this. Now, should I be facing the other way? Does it make you feel better if I change my orientation over here to make it look like I'm looking at the gear? Anyway, that's probably breaking the fourth wall, but whatever. So you can tell how many quad speed rolls are on your account. If you want to change that to 3, then you should have a lot. I mean, if you're a late game or end game player, you should have a lot of triple speed rolls. And even if it's not equipped, like unequipped ones that you have access to. Yes, preferably it should be in good sets rather than sets that are not good, but you should have access to that because you should be rolling them. Now, I don't think that this is going to show any of the 5 rolls that are possible. So if we go just mythical gear, nothing's going to show up there. So let's just go and select. And then what you can do is priority stat speed and hide the set filters. Then you can see, okay, well, I have a triple speed roll in mythical gear. All right, that's nice. And then if I hit equipped, you can see I do have a maxed out 4 speed roll with the mythical stat 35 plus an insane glyph. It's one of the reasons that my Sifi is so fast. And then she has another one This one is 35, which is insane. And this one is 31, which is still incredible. And then I have this one, which is not a 4 roll, but it is basically a 3 roll, 24. And then this one is a 4 roll, just a high roll. And then this one is a quad speed in the mythical piece. So it does not have to be mythical for it to be good. If you see in here, the piece of gear from the thumbnail is my fastest piece of gear, which we're going to talk about in a second. And then we have these other ones. Now, one more thing before we move on here. When you go do this filter on your account, you should notice your best champions with these gear pieces on them. And yes, I do think Donatello is one of my best champions. In case you want to call me out, we can have a conversation about that. I love this champion. I think he's absolutely amazing. And more people should be using him. More people should be building him. He is incredible. Anyway, I do have some of my best gear on him. You can see 3 of my top pieces are on him. And for Siege, I stole a piece of gear. I mean, here's a 4th one as well, right? For Siege, I stole a piece of gear, so one of these gear pieces is typically on him where, you know, not at the moment, okay? The next thing that I want to talk about is what you should do, okay? What you should do. So, how do you actually go about getting and finding these pieces of gear? Okay, that is the next thing. Then we'll dive into the third main topic, which is the boots, because they need to be their own topic on their self. So, how do I find these pieces of gear? Okay, it's not just that I farm a lot. It's not just that I've spent money on the game. It's not that, okay? When there is mythical gear in tournaments or events, I do those. And you can too. Like, what of this is gear that I have farmed? We have this one right here, the Curing Helmet. We have this one right here, the Critical Rate Shield. Not sure why that's not ascended at all. Right? We have the Stun Weapon that has just a really high triple roll. Okay, so the majority of these are not farmed. Okay? I am winning these from tournaments, and I am grinding for the tournaments that have the mythical gear. And if we go to accessories, it's going to be the same way, although not to the same level as the gear. I really need to get on it with rolling some banners, which that should probably be the next push on my account, is rolling banners again. But tournaments and events that give you mythical gear, you can go win those, unlock those, finish those, complete those. You can do that on your account. You just have to save resources for that time period. Or if you're a spender, you know, find a little bit of your budget to apply during that time period, right? So, focus on what is going to give you the best results. Now, without that, you can still get insanely good results. And here's how you do it. Whenever you go farm gear, you want to roll every single mythical and legendary 6-star piece of gear with speed on it. So, 6-star, legendary, mythical, substat speed, you want to be rolling it. Now all we need is the levels, Plarium. I want all the level 0 gear. I want all the level 8 gear. I want all the level 12 gear. Maybe I want all the level 16 gear so I can just see all of the leveled up gear. That needs to be, that's needed to be a part of the filter for years now. But what we're looking for is every single speed substat roll and testing it. When I come to an artifact enhancement event, I do this filter every time. The only exception is if I'm gearing a new champion, I like to do that during an artifact enhancement event because inevitably you're like, well, what if this piece rolls well? I think that could be a good fit for gearing, okay? So that did not roll to my liking. I'm going to, am I going to sell that? I don't know. Actually, I kind of want to see what it rolls at 16. Not that I should be wasting it, but I mean, actually, that's kind of fire for the life set. And one of these, yeah. So, like, if I had this quad speed roll and this double speed roll, actually, that's probably going to go on somebody important. And I should probably rework this one. Let's do it for the video. I've had this on my account for a very long time, and I have never used it. So, let's rework it for the video and see if we can get it. We got resistance. Okay, so I'm going to sell it. But if that was speed, that is another way that you can be getting these speed rolls on your account. Speed is still the most important, by far, the most important stat. You can win things and clear content just by being the fastest. So, would I ever use this on someone? 51. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I'm selling it. And there, you know, it's going to disappear and I'm going to forget about it. But every single one of these speed substat rolls, I do not sell them. When I'm farming, I always keep 6-star legendary and mythical for this exact purpose. Speed set, perfect. Okay? And then especially, is there some way to find all of the mythical substat speed rolls? Because this is really where you want to be starting. The existence of the mythical speed rolls is such a boost to your overall account, and this is your best shot. If I hit 2 speed rolls here, it's as if I was hitting 3. If I hit 3, it's as if I was hitting 4, etc. And so we have to test it and roll it. Like, for most people, if I roll this here and I hit that speed 21, that's a keep. That is a keep. And maybe even for me, it's a keep. Because we have crit rate and crit damage here. And a 21. I feel like I could use that for something. Maybe I'll end up selling it. But that's a perfect example. If this was a legendary piece, and that was like a 16 or a 15, I would sell it immediately. Because it's mythical, I have that extra chance, that boosted, I want to say a boosted rate, in order to get a higher speed roll. Okay? And that's how I find these speed rolls on my account. Because I roll every single one of these. I don't sell them. I roll every single one. And in my sell files, I prioritize keeping this gear so that you can roll it also. All right. So now let's talk about the boots, okay? Let's talk about the boots because I think that that is obviously the inspiration for this video. And here they are, okay? So here are the boots. I actually rolled these on stream about a month ago. I was hesitant to do it. I forget. Well, I was building some particular champion. It probably was Siegfried I was rebuilding. Somebody like important on my account. And I used... Oh, I did not use a Chaos Ore. I thought this was a Chaos Ore piece. That makes the thumbnail wrong. It's fine. I'll just leave it. But the thumbnail based on Tyraku's video, then this would be a 12,000 piece of gear. $12,000 for this piece of gear is the value of it or something. Okay. And then plus I have the 7 glyph on it, which is crazy. Do I have a big defense one that I can put on there in the video? Perfect. Perfect. Let's go. Okay. So what is the deal with the boots? Why is that the thumbnail? Why is that part of the video? The other stuff, in my opinion, might be even more important than this because I don't think this applies to very many people. Okay. If I go and I look at these boots, these are just regular boots, right? 6-star speed boots, and they have a speed ascension. That is the number one way that you can get speed on your champions, is the speed ascension on your speed boots. However, it is technically possible if you had a mythical set of boots with that mythical starting point on speed, that you could get more speed on your percentage boots than actual speed boots. And that is a $300,000 piece of gear, from Tyraku's video. I encourage you to go watch his video. I will post a link to that in the description, so you can go watch that if you haven't seen it yet. I personally found that fascinating. I actually watched it multiple times because I thought it was that interesting. So big shout out to my dude Tyraku for that video. If you saw it, let me know your opinions. If you go watch it after this, let me know that you did that. And I just think that that's so interesting that you can get more speed on this substat boots than you can get on speed boots. Let me break down the math on that for you. So it's pretty easy to see that we have the speed at 45 plus 12, which is going to be 57. On here, we have 27, 7, and 12. So that's 39, 46. So this has the same amount of speed as a pair of speed boots, which is insane to me. For whatever reason, I just did not think that this existed, okay? I dismissed it repeatedly, and now I'm going to start searching for these. And I kind of have irritated at myself for not been doing this. I've been selling the boots. Okay, we're going to get more into that in a minute in the last thing when we wrap up the video. So you have the speed ascension here, and then you would get a 5 roll. So maybe we have another 7 speed on top of that, and we could have a bigger glyph. So instead of 46, we could have another 10 speed and have it be 56 or more, depending on the speed rolls and the speed glyphs and all of those things, right? Let's compare here. So this is 29 on the 4 roll. I wonder if I have anything that's more than that. 28, no. 28, 27, 28, 26, 28. So 29 is the fastest one. Why does this not have a better glyph? I'm gonna have to look into that. I have another 29. I have two 29s. The 29s. Okay, wait. I need to make some notes so that I do the right thing on my account. Okay, I made my notes. And then one of the questions I have is like, should I be glyphing the 24s, the triple speed, like the high-end triple speed rolls? Should I be prioritizing those with bigger glyphs? Because let's say I got a 7 here. 24 plus 7, like, that, I think that could be like this type of situation. This is one of my best pieces because it has that really high base. But maybe I just need to prioritize like the highest base. So that would be the 4 speed rolls. Either way, very interesting question and topic to discuss. And I'll definitely be using the optimizer in order to like locate and mess with some of these pieces of gear, because it's like just way easier to see your gear on the optimizer, I think, or in RSL Helper, one of those two places. All right, so let's wrap up the video then and talk about boots, because I think that that is one of the most important parts about this conversation. If you look at my second fastest boots, okay, those are going to be a double speed roll with just a speed ascension on a rare. And then we have like triples with no speed. We have triple no glyph, no speed ascension. Same thing here. Like, I think that this could be something that I've been really missing out on my account. And if I go and I look, like, okay, let's include mythicals here. How many of these actually have the speed bonus? We're talking about 11 pairs of boots on my entire account. And I definitely have not been thinking about these or prioritizing them in a long time, because I have been more focused on the total overall speed than, you know, the percentage boots with the speed substats. But I think after all of this, I need to like reinvest in finding more boots like this. This is speed boots where you get attack percentage. And then I just need to figure out what champion it should go on. Like, probably it should go on to Shiro. That is my guess, that it should go on to Shiro. Because if he already has attack percentage boots, if I put these attack percentage boots on him that are merciless and get him into a merciless build with them included, like, it's just an easy boost to his attack, right? And this is speed, not attack percentage. But like, and I'm getting that speed bonus. But that's an incredible boost to the speed. So I think that I need to work on getting Toshiro into a 6-piece Merciless instead of into Savage and Cruel, which is basically the same thing. I mean, maybe I can get him into a 9-piece Merciless. We'll see. But that's the type of thing that this is bringing to our building process. So going forward, I think what that means is all of the boots with substats on speed that I haven't rolled yet, like these, I need to be rolling those regardless of their other substats. Okay, that's a 5-piece of gear. I'm glad I found that. Like this, I should be rolling this. I have never prioritized rolling boots with speed substats, let alone ones, you know, that could be mythical and have that mythical substat speed. And second of all, I think I need to be prioritizing just testing mythical gear, like level 8, level 12, because those are going to be the reworks that I'm going to be focusing on my account. Reworking the gear to try to get those 4 and 5 speed rolls. And the only way to do that is to test it and to roll it, and then obviously to use Chaos Ore on it. Now, I have done that on some of the Feral gear and accessories. Like, this is a 26. That's an insane pair of boots. Like, if I get some more Chaos Dust, which, please, Plarium, up the rate on the Chaos Dust for crying out loud. But, like, if I put a 7 here and then a 12, that's plus 19. So, like, the 12 would put me to 38, and then a 7 or 6 glyph would put me to 46. And that's a speed boots, right? That's like HP percent speed boots. That's crazy. Like, this is an insane pair of boots, and I have not been thinking about it like that. So hopefully this video was as eye-opening to you as it was to me, because I just completely shifted my mindset on gear, and I needed to share that with you guys because I think it just is a game changer. I think it's just an absolute game changer with how I handle gear, how I recommend gear. Like, this is the biggest gear shift since the introduction of like the new glyphs, you know, the legendary glyphs. That was huge. The ascensions was huge. The mythical gear was huge. It's as big of a shift as that. That's what I think. All right, well, have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video, and I really look forward to hearing from you guys in the comments. Have a great day.